We've always been told that time is our most valuable asset, but new research reveals something even more powerful: focus. Do you get distracted easily, even when you're highly motivated? You're not alone. Concentration isn't something we're born with, it's a skill. And like any skill, it can be trained. Once you master it, you'll break the cycle of procrastination, take control of your thoughts, and unlock unbreakable mental clarity. And that's exactly what today's book summary is all about. Welcome back to Audiobook 101, the place where powerful book summaries inspire, educate, and transform. Here you don't just listen, you learn, and you apply what you learn to real life. Today's summary is based on Laser Sharp Focus by Joanna Jast. Joanna is an author, entrepreneur, and productivity expert. While running her business, she also trained to become a doctor, mastering the art of discipline and time management. Now she helps professionals reclaim their motivation and sharpen their focus using practical, science-backed strategies. Let's dive into the powerful lessons from Laser Sharp Focus. In today's fast-moving world, multitasking has become the default mode of working. You're answering texts, chatting with a friend, and trying to finish a work project all at once. But here's the truth: this constant multitasking silently drains your brain, and yet people are still surprised when they feel mentally exhausted halfway through the day. This fatigue isn't random, it's caused by task switching. Research shows that nearly 40% of our productive time is lost every time the brain shifts from one task to another. Each switch forces your mind to pause, refocus, and realign, causing invisible mental fatigue and a serious drop in efficiency. The solution? Stop multitasking. Focus your attention on one task at a time. This simple change can preserve your energy, reduce overwhelm, and help you produce higher quality results. In a world full of noise and distraction, you don't need more hours or smarter apps. You need to train your mind to focus with laser precision on what truly matters. What is focus? And how does it work? Focus is something many people desperately need, but few truly understand. It's difficult because real focus demands that you direct your attention to one specific task for an extended period of time, and maintaining that level of attention isn't the same for everyone. Why? Because focus is a skill, not a natural talent. It's something you must learn, practice, and improve every single day. Your environment, your mental state, your habits, and even your emotional well-being all influence how well you can focus at any given time. Now let's break it down. There are actually two types of focus. 1, automatic attention. 2, intentional attention. Although the author often uses the terms focus and attention interchangeably throughout the book, they essentially refer to the same thing: the act of directing your mental energy toward something. Automatic attention happens instinctively. It's short-lived, usually lasting less than a minute. This type of focus is a survival mechanism. It kicks in when something around you demands your immediate attention, like a loud noise, a sudden flash of light, or even a sharp pain in your body. It's not something you control. Your brain uses automatic attention to protect you, to alert you to threats or discomfort. Intentional attention, on the other hand, is different. It's the kind of focus you choose to apply. When you sit down to read, study, or work on a project, that's intentional focus. Here's the surprising part. This type of attention usually lasts no more than 10 minutes at a time. That's right, even when you're fully engaged, your brain tends to wander after just a few minutes. But don't worry, there's good news. With practice, you can extend that attention span. You can train your mind like a muscle to stay focused longer, resist distractions, and regain control of your thoughts. Setting goals. Why it's important for better focus and how to do it. We've all heard about setting goals. Whether it's SMART goals or personal milestones, this is familiar territory. But what many people overlook is how deeply goal setting is connected to focus. Here's the key idea. If you want to succeed at anything, especially in mastering focus, you first need to know where you're headed. You can't just say, "I want better focus," without having a destination in mind. Without a clear goal, even the best focus strategies will feel empty. You won't see meaningful results. When you set specific goals, your vision becomes clearer. You start recognizing which tasks deserve your attention and which ones are distractions. Goals give structure to your day and meaning to your effort. They help you stay committed, motivated, and resilient, especially when things get tough. The more committed you are, the more focused you'll become. And when your focus sharpens, your performance improves, and your chances of success multiply. So, how do you set goals that actually improve your focus? Joanna Jast outlines 5 powerful steps. Step 1. Set goals that are meaningful to you. Too often, people chase goals set by others, parents, teachers, or society. You might be pursuing something that was never your dream to begin with, but here's the trick. You can reframe such goals to make them meaningful. For example, suppose your parents want you to become a doctor, but you've always been drawn to art. Instead of rejecting the goal outright, shift your perspective. Becoming a doctor could give you financial stability. It could allow you to serve people who can't afford care. And later, that stable income might give you the freedom to explore your creative side, to paint, to travel, or to teach art. When you reframe your goal as a stepping stone, not a prison, it becomes more aligned with your identity, and that makes focusing on it easier. Step 2. State your goals in positive language. Your brain responds better to positivity. Instead of saying, "I want to stop wasting time on my phone," say, "I want to use my phone more intentionally to boost my productivity." Instead of declaring, "I'll stop saying yes to everyone," reframe it as, "I'll prioritize projects that matter to me." Positive framing increases your chances of sticking to your goals because it focuses on what you want, not what you're avoiding. Step 3. Set ambitious, challenging goals. There's a saying, "The sky is the limit," and it's true. Don't be afraid to aim high. When you challenge yourself, you activate a powerful force called self-efficacy, the belief in your own ability to succeed. The more you believe in yourself, the more ambitious your goals become. Challenging goals also push you into a state of flow, a mental zone where you're fully immersed, energized, and focused on the task at hand. This concept was introduced by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. When you're in flow, distractions fade, time slows down, and your focus becomes razor sharp. Without challenge, there's boredom. With too much challenge, there's anxiety. But the right level of challenge, that's where true focus thrives. Step 4. Make your goals SMART. SMART goals are specific. Know the who, what, where, when, why, and how of your goal. Example, I want to complete 50% of my novel, writing every evening at home after work. Measurable. Define how you'll track progress. Will you write 1,000 words a day or spend 2 focused hours writing? Attainable. Be honest. Do you have the skills, resources, and knowledge needed? If there's a gap, are you willing to close it? Realistic. Understand the true cost of your goal emotionally, mentally, and physically. For example, running a side business while working full-time might sound easy, but it can be mentally exhausting. Timely. Set a clear deadline. Deadlines give urgency, but they must be realistic. Rushing at the last minute leads to stress and poor results. Plan your time wisely. Know your working style and create a time frame that allows consistent progress without burnout. Step 5. Start with a big goal and break it down. Think about your ultimate goal. Maybe it feels too big or too scary right now. That's okay. Write it down boldly. Then beneath it, write down all the key components: when, why, how, where, and who. Now ask, where am I right now? What's my current progress? Let's say you've only completed 25% of your writing goal. From there, map out the milestones that will take you from where you are to where you want to be. Break it down into smaller goals and realistic steps. Assign time frames to each part. Each step should bring you closer to your big goal and give you the focus and confidence to keep going. Setting goals isn't just a productivity tool, it's a focus amplifier. When your goals are meaningful, positive, challenging, and clear, they give your attention a direction and your mind a mission. If you want laser-sharp focus, don't start with discipline. Start with purpose. Motivation. To motivate or not to motivate, and why? Getting motivated is overrated. Try searching the word motivation on Google, and you'll find millions of results: articles, videos, inspirational quotes, even wallpapers for your phone and bedroom wall. The world constantly tells you that if you want to succeed, you need to stay motivated. But here's a truth that most people don't talk about. Motivation is unreliable, and you don't actually need it to become successful. Motivation is a feeling. And feelings, they come and go. If someone asks you, "Did this book summary motivate you?" you might say, "Yes, it did." But what if it didn't? What if today motivation just didn't show up? This is where most people struggle. They wait for that perfect emotional push, that burst of energy that makes work feel easy. But motivation is unpredictable. It's not something you can count on every day. And building your entire success around something that's inconsistent is like building a house on sand. Sometimes we say we lack motivation, but what we're really lacking is energy, or clarity, or connection to why we're doing the task in the first place. We might be going through the motions, but deep down, we're frustrated, bored, or disconnected. So how do you know if motivation is really the problem? Ask yourself 2 simple questions. First, why are you doing this task instead of something you truly enjoy? Second, how do you feel when you're doing it? If the answer is tired, uninspired, or like you don't care about the result, then yes, your motivation might be missing. But remember, motivation isn't constant. You may have started this task with interest and energy, but now it feels like a burden. That doesn't mean you're lazy. It means you need to understand how motivation actually works. Psychologists divide motivation into 2 types: intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation comes from within. It's the passion you feel for something meaningful. It's long-lasting and powerful. When you're intrinsically motivated, you don't need rewards. You do the work because it satisfies you, because it matters. Extrinsic motivation comes from the outside. You work for a reward, a grade, a promotion, or praise. These motivators are useful, but only for a while, because the truth is, external rewards wear off. A small treat might get you through 2 chapters of reading, but it probably won't push you through 10. So what do you do when you're running only on external motivation? You dig deeper. You find a personal, meaningful reason to keep going. Joanna Jast shares her own story. When she was in university, she often forgot why she was studying. The stress of assignments and exams took over. Even when her grades were fine, she felt mentally exhausted. But whenever she started to feel demotivated, she reminded herself of the bigger reason. She wanted to become a doctor to help people. That was her intrinsic motivation, and that's what helped her stay focused, even when the pressure felt overwhelming. External rewards can feel hollow. Yes, praise feels good. Yes, we all want recognition, but that's not enough to sustain long-term focus. What truly sustains you is meaning, your why. So the next time your motivation disappears, don't panic, don't quit. Instead, pause and ask yourself, why does this work matter to me? What is the deeper purpose behind it? Because once you reconnect with your inner reason, you no longer need to wait for motivation to arrive. You just keep going on purpose. Your mind. Manage your mind for a laser-sharp focus. Strong emotions, like anxiety, excitement, or even anticipation, can completely hijack your attention. Think about it. If you have an important exam in 1 hour, can you truly concentrate on reading your textbook? Or if you're daydreaming about having lunch with someone special, can you really focus on what your professor is saying? The answer is no, and that's the power of emotions. Emotions are incredibly persuasive. They can pull your focus away from what's important and redirect it toward what feels urgent or emotionally charged. But here's the good news. You can actually use your emotions to strengthen your focus instead of letting them control it. Emotions bring color and intensity to our lives. That's why watching a cute animal video on social media makes you smile instantly. The pleasure is immediate, but the feeling you get after completing a challenging project, that kind of satisfaction comes later and takes effort. This is why so many people fall into the habit of procrastination. Instant gratification is easier. It feels better now, and your brain always craves the now. But if you want laser-sharp focus, you need to learn how to manage your emotions, both the positive and the negative. Here's how Joanna Jast suggests you do it. First, leave your emotional baggage at the door. If something upsetting happened at home, don't carry it to work. And if something exciting happened at work, don't bring that buzz back home. Whatever emotional charge you're carrying, good or bad, try to mentally leave it behind. The moment you walk through a door, imagine closing it on those emotions. Let them stay outside where they belong. Second, create mental separation between your work and personal life. This helps your brain reset. Joanna clears her mind by going for a walk. You could do the same, or read a book, or listen to music. Whatever helps you feel mentally refreshed, do it. Third, get proper sleep. Rest isn't a luxury. It's a necessity. Sleep isn't just for physical recovery. It's when your brain processes information, stores memories, and resets your emotional state. Yet in today's world, people wear sleep deprivation like a badge of honor. That needs to stop. When you don't sleep well, you become irritable. Your ability to manage emotions weakens. You become more reactive, more distracted. That's when emotions start taking over your focus. Give your brain the rest it deserves. Even a short 15 to 20-minute power nap can recharge your system. Fourth, stop giving every little thing so much emotional weight. Not everything deserves your full emotional investment. If you find yourself constantly frustrated or offended by small things, it's time to reflect. What really matters to you? What deserves your energy? Social media, for instance, may feel like harmless scrolling, but often it leads to stress, comparison, and wasted time. If it's not serving your peace of mind, it's stealing your focus. Fifth, before you sit down to work, do an emotional dump. That means letting go of anything that's been building up inside you. You're not asking for advice. You're not looking for solutions. You just need to release what you're holding. You can vent to a friend, but tell them up front, "I'm not asking for help. I just need someone to listen." Or you can simply write it down in a journal. Write exactly what you feel. Don't edit, don't filter. Just put it on paper. You'll be surprised how much lighter you feel afterward. If your mind constantly wanders, here are 3 techniques that can help you regain focus. First, declutter your mental workspace. Imagine trying to work in a room full of random junk. That's what a cluttered mind feels like. Clear it. Keep a notebook or sticky notes nearby. When a new idea or worry pops into your head, write it down immediately. That way, your brain knows it won't be forgotten, and it can return to the task at hand. Second, create a system. The next time your thoughts start drifting, capture them. Write them down. This simple act builds a boundary between your current focus and your future tasks. You're not ignoring your ideas, you're organizing them. Third, acknowledge the distraction, then gently return your attention. Say to yourself, "I got distracted again." Then remind yourself, "But right now, I need to focus on this task." Use a small physical gesture to reset, like touching your nose, snapping your fingers, or pinching your wrist. Joanna herself touches her nose to shift back into focus. It's a subtle signal to the brain. Now, it's time to concentrate. It won't work instantly, but with practice, it becomes second nature. And once it does, you'll find it easier and faster to shift from scattered thoughts to sharp, intentional focus. Conclusion. In this summary, you've discovered the key elements that can help you build laser-sharp focus. And no, it's not just about following a strict schedule or feeling motivated all the time. You began by understanding what focus really means. True focus is the ability to direct your attention to a single task and stay with it for a meaningful period of time. Next, you learn the importance of setting goals. Clear goals help you recognize what's worth your time and what isn't. When you set a meaningful goal, stated in a positive way, it gives you direction and clarity. Ambitious goals, structured in the SMART format, keep your mind engaged and your progress measurable. And when you map out where you are today in relation to your ultimate goal, you create a personal path to success. Then, you explored a powerful truth. Motivation is useful, but not essential. Motivation comes and goes. It's not reliable enough to be your foundation. But when you understand the 2 types of motivation, intrinsic and extrinsic, you realize how to use them together. Intrinsic motivation comes from within. It's your passion. It's what drives you to master a skill or pursue something meaningful. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, is external, like rewards, recognition, or money. You don't need to choose one over the other. What you need is the right mix of both to stay on track. You also learned how emotions can either destroy your focus or become your greatest tool. Emotions are powerful. They can overwhelm you, or, if managed well, they can sharpen your attention and push you forward. When you learn to master your emotional energy, you become unstoppable. Staying focused and committed isn't something you're born with. It's a habit you must practice every single day. Just like building physical strength requires regular exercise, building mental strength requires daily focus. You have incredible potential. There are countless opportunities waiting for you. But if you keep procrastinating, you'll never reach them. So take charge. Stay focused. Let your goals guide you. Stay motivated for the right reasons. And above all, never give up.